We're heading to my home county of Essex and Brentwood, and this is from the Brentwood Brewery Company. Is called Falcon Punch with this very striking can art. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to Brentwood in Essex for this cracking looking beer. Saw this in my local bottle shop and I thought, yeah, I've got to try that. Look at that, great can artwork there. Obviously it's like a comic book, Falcon. It's called Falcon Punch. It's an India Pale Ale. It's got mosaic and citra hops in it. And it's coming in at, percentage wise, 5.6%. So let's crack this open, get it in the glass, see what it's all about. Never had a beer from the Brentwood Brewing Company, never heard of them before. I'm presuming they're a pretty small, independent, small batch, but quite fortunate that my bottle shop managed to get hold of a couple of their beers. So they've got some different ones in the bottle shop there. They've got this and they've got some sort of stout as well. So beer in a glass. It looks much more like a traditional sort of IPA, sort of amber in colour, lots of carbonation. You can see that stick in there. Slight haze, but it's, you know, obviously a lot more sort of translucent than most IPAs. Tiny, got a small little head there, literally a finger of head. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a real juice bomb, but let's see what the aromas are like. Yeah, I'm picking up tropical notes and citrus, but it's quite dialed back. There's also a bit of orange as well in there. So let's get tucked in. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, definitely very orange and passion fruit are the big flavours. It's quite light. It's nice and refreshing, and actually the orange, it's almost like orange zest and passion fruit zest. It's got this sort of cutting sort of, it slightly tastes like it's got like a sort of passion fruit sort of a junk in it, a puree or something, because it's got a real strong passion fruit flavour. It's not bad. It's reasonably soft actually, even though there's a lot of carbonation in it. I don't know, you get the impression it's going to be a bit more fizzier, but it's not. Soft, low levels of carbonation, lovely juicy orange sort of passion fruit sort of notes, but it's got no bitterness. Sometimes when you get orange and passion fruit, you get a little bit of slight bitterness on the back end, and then you get some pininess. There's none of that. It's all about tropical sort of flavours, citrus flavours. But as I said, the big flavours that come out of this are the passion fruit and orange. It's very pleasant actually. Yeah. There's not much more I can say about it. It's a very good beer. It doesn't quite live up to its can artwork, which I think, you know, if this was like one of my favourite, if the flavour was superb, it would have been brilliant because I love the can artwork. But at the same time, you know, people say, oh, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But actually, you know, this is still a good beer by a very, very good can artwork. So Brentwood Beer Company, anyone have had them before? I know some of my friends may be watching this that still live down in Essex. They may have had this because obviously it's pretty close to where I'm from. But let me know. Great can artwork. Let's get some scores though. Okay, the scores are in for Falcon Punch. This is an IPA, and it says, I didn't say, when it says the hops, it says hops, Falconer's Flight. I'm not sure if that is actually a hop or what that is, and citra mosaic. So that's interesting. So scores, aroma first. Well, I mean, as soon as you poured it out, lots of sort of passion fruit and orange, really. A little bit of citrus. There's a sort of tropicalness about it all. You're going to get that from the passion fruit. But certainly passion fruit and orange are the big sort of aromas there. And it's sort of a very sort of sweet, it's very sweet in its aroma. It does taste, it does smell, sorry, a little bit like there's some sort of added passion fruit puree of some sort, but it doesn't transfer to the flavour being too artificial in those sort of things. So I'm not sure if that is. It doesn't say that it's got added sort of passion fruit puree or juice or whatever it is. So I'm giving it 13 for aroma. Appearance wise, we're a little bit disappointed. I mean, it's got a sort of haze to it, but it's a subtle haze, not much of a head, sort of orangey amber sort of colour. I'm giving it a 7 for appearance. Flavour wise, well, like the aromas, you're getting a lot of sweet orange and passion fruit, and it is quite sweet, you know, those flavours. A real juicy orange. It's like, you know, very much like a Satsuma, you know, a small sort of juicy sweet orange. Passion fruit as well. Not, you know, them flavours are so dominant you don't really pick up much else. There's a sort of overall tropicalness to it. And even though I sort of said there was a bit of the citrus is the other citrus fruits are a little bit, you can't really get them. You're not picking much in terms of lemon, lime, grapefruit, anything. There's no sort of bitterness. There's no, with the orange and passion fruit, usually I always find with those sort of flavours, you do get an element of pininess comes in, but you're not getting that with this at all. There's no bitterness. It's quite soft as well. So it's good without being unremarkable, really. I'm going to get 31 for flavour. Value for money. Well, this was a £4 can. I mean, I've got to admit, I picked it up. I just thought this looks great. It's an IPA and it's got a great can. Just picked it up for, yeah, and I thought Brentwood, yeah, not far from where I'm from in Chelmsford. So yeah, I thought, yes, give it a go. But it was £4, so probably for my bottle shop, that's reasonably at the higher end, really. So £4, not too bad. 5.6%, quite low for an ABV for an IPA. I'm giving it 7 for value. And then my overall experience, well, you know, when I first poured it out, I was a bit worried, and the oranginess of it and stuff. You think, oh, it's more West Coast, it's going to be bitterness, pininess, but you get none of that. You just get nice juicy orange flavours. Goes down really well. Soft and smooth, no bitterness. It's quite light, but it's quite enjoyable. I'm giving it 13 for overall experience. Tighten those scores up, we get a recommended, only just 71. It's a low level. It's one of these sort of beers that's very sort of, certainly from my bottle shop, you know, they don't really do the big names. They don't do Daya and Verdant and Polly's and Track and Pressure Drop. Those sort of big names are the stuff that I like to buy from the sort of bottle shop. But they do come up with these sort of breweries that you've never heard of before, and sometimes they're not that great, but sometimes they're quite good. This one's not bad, you know. It's that sort of, it's just not quite, it's still quite away from those sort of big hitters. But you know, when you're thinking paying £5.5 to £6 for those, you know, £4 maybe it's not too bad. 71 is not a bad score, and it's a nice beer, and it's a, you know, it's one of the best can arts I've seen for a long time. You know, and I always think that that's a big driver for beers. If you get your can artwork right and you're sitting there on the shelf, people are going to go, I'm going to pick that up. And they look at it and go, yeah, that sounds all right. You know, I'm going to buy that. And it looks great. So it has a lot to do with the people who selected it. So, you know, more people are going to select it, more people will buy it. Maybe they'll get better ingredients, they'll get better at what they do, and they'll get better at it. But I don't know. Let me know if you've ever had a beer from Brentwood Brew Company. I don't know. They're probably a tiny little brewery. But it's not a bad beer, and they spent a good bit of time on getting the can artwork absolutely spot on. So 71, that's enough for me for today. Falcon Punch. Does anyone know any more of these sort of, I don't know, superhero sort of themed beers? Let me know in the comments. And until the next one, keep on rocking.